Book of James, chapter 3. Verses 1 to 2. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Verse 1 is basically saying the same as Luke 12 verse 48. Those who have learned much will be required to live up to this standard. Willful ignorance will not be an excuse. Verse 2 is stating the fact that we all stumble or trip over many things. To the one who can master not offending in word, the same is considered perfect and able to control the whole body, thus proving the importance of controlling the tongue. Verses 3 to 12. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beasts, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea, is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. In these verses we are shown things about the tongue that we must remember. It is a little member that boasts great things, verse 5. It is a fire and a world of iniquity that defiles the whole body and sets afire the course of nature, verse 6. It is untamable, verses 7 to 8. The tongue is an unruly evil that is full of deadly poison, verse 8. It is used to bless God and curse man, verse 9. It produces both blessings and curses, verse 10. One constant in a human life is that life is continually darkened by the tongue unless it is kept sanctified. An ungodly tongue causes evil surmising, misinterprets, gives falsehoods, calumnies, speaks jealousies, envyings, wrath, and malice. Surmise means to suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it. Misinterpret is to explain or to understand wrongly. This can be intentional or out of misunderstanding. Falsehood is, as it sounds, it is the state of being untrue or a lie. Calumny is the making of false and defamatory statements about someone in order to damage their reputation or slander. Jealousy does not want to share something or someone you possess or hope to possess. It is to say things due to feeling threatened, protective, or fearful of losing one's position or situation to someone else. Envy is to say things due to the feeling of resentment toward the possessions of someone else, or the feeling of wanting what someone else has, like attributes or possessions. Wrath is to use the tongue for strong, stern, or fierce anger due to deeply resentful indignation or ire as a means of vengeance or punishment as the consequence of anger. Malice is to use it for desire to cause pain, injury, or distress to another. The attack is motivated by pure malice with the intent to commit an unlawful act or cause harm without legal justification or excuse. Many species are tamed by man, but we cannot seem to tame the tongue. Salvation is the only thing that can help. As a person progresses in their walk, they learn to master the untamable beast, which is the tongue. With this small body member we bless God but curse His creation who is made in His image. When out of the mouth comes blessing and cursing, we go against nature. Does a water source give both sweet and bitter water? Does the fig tree produce olives? Or a grapevine figs? So it is with the Christian. We cannot bear good fruit when we spew acid from our mouths. We are warned about the different kinds of tongues throughout Scripture. Verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. This verse shows that the tongue is capable of good conversation. The one who can bridle the tongue is considered qualified to teach others. True wisdom is always accompanied with meekness and gentleness. Proud and overbearing men may pass as scholars with learning, but not true wisdom. Verses 14 to 16. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. You cannot claim wisdom if you have bitter envy or strife in your heart. Even if you defend religion, you are false in your profession and lie against the truth. What are some characteristics of false wisdom? To begin with, verses 14 and 16 show the main trait is bitter envying and strife in the heart. It will cause a person to glory in the profession of wisdom when they are not wise, verse 14. It is wisdom not from above but an earthly wisdom that only has this life in view. It is a wisdom that leads to sensual living where the only desire is to satisfy the animal appetites, and devilish since it is inspired by demons, verse 15. False wisdom causes confusion and works every evil work, verse 16. Verses 17 to 18. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality, and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. Wisdom comes from above. The nature of man fights divine wisdom. In verse 17 we find characteristics of divine wisdom. It is pure, being free of any contamination. To be pure is to be chaste, holy, and clean. Chaste is to be morally clean in thoughts, words, and actions. Holy is being separate or set apart. Clean is to rid of dirt, impurities, or extraneous matter. It is to be peaceable, which is to be inclined or disposed to avoid strife or dissension. It is not argumentative or hostile. It is to be gentle by having or showing a mild, kind, or tender temperament or character. To be gentle is to be meek, modest, and kind. Meek is an attitude or quality of heart whereby a person is willing to accept and submit without resistance to the will and desire of God or others. Modest is unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities or achievements. Kind is having a friendly or generous nature or attitude, being helpful to others or to another. It is to be easily entreated or not stubborn or obstinate. Entreat is to beseech or supplicate successfully or to prevail upon by prayer or solicitation, to persuade. Divine wisdom is to be full of mercy, always forgiving and performing acts of kindness. Mercy is compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. It is to be without partiality, having no respect of persons. It is to be without hypocrisy, being open, honest, genuine, and true. Hypocrisy is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform, or a pretense. The fruit of righteousness due to wisdom is that peacemakers are continually recommending this divine wisdom to others.